Welcome to the British Masters Championships preview series. As always, I'm Jason. Joining me today, we have another fantastic athlete. We have Estelle Liepa joining us. Estelle, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, excited to be joining you.
We're excited to have you here. Now, I've got to get it out of the way with straight away. Estelle, what age category are you in?
You're such a muppet. 40 to 44.
40
Just
to 44. I was going to say, would you like to qualify that and make sure that everyone knows you're one of the youngest in that division?
Yeah, one of the youngest old people.
Brilliant. Well, as one of the youngest old people, how long have you been doing CrossFit?
I've been doing, I think it'd be probably 4 years in December. So yeah, about 4 years coming up.
Brilliant. I won't mention that means you've always been a Masters athlete, but that's nice to know. So how did you first find CrossFit, or where did you start doing it?
So I train at CrossFit North Devon in Barnstaple, obviously one of the best boxers. And I think I've always just kind of trained in gyms, and it gets you get a bit stale. You sort of go in, you lose your motivation. And I just sort of heard about it. So I sort of popped into the box as you do. And I was kind of hooked from day one, really. I just like the fact you kind of go in and it changes all the time, and and there's always something to learn. It's just, yeah, it's really, really good, completely different.
How was that first session that hooked you then? Because I've heard different stories from people. Some are like, it absolutely destroyed me and I came back, wanting to kind of beat it. And then they realize you never beat it. It will always destroy you. But I just wondered, how was that first session for you?
Yeah, I think I probably nearly died, probably. But in my wisdom, on the same day, I heard about the CrossFit Open. So I was like, right, I'm signing up. So I signed up, and I think I did 5 classes and went straight into the Open, as you do.
So on that note, clearly no surprise that you would be somebody who would choose to get involved with something like the British Masters Championships. So when did you first start? When did you first hear about that and start having a go at competing?
Yeah, so one of the other ladies at the gym, she'd sort of signed up, and me being me, I'm just going on for the ride because it's always a good idea, and dragged the husband in as well. So 3 of us went down. I'd done my rotator cuff on holiday in an adults only pool race, so I couldn't do anything overhead. So Rich was brilliant. I think I traumatized him that day, actually. He had to change quite a lot of the movements for me. So I scaled it back really and just did what I could. But the atmosphere there was absolutely brilliant. Certainly be doing it again. Just absolutely brilliant day. All the coaches were really supportive, and all the judges. It was just really, really good. Yeah, no, definitely go again.
So you've injured yourself in another race. I'm definitely picking up on a competitive streak that you seem to have within you. So you laugh. Is that not true?
Yeah. She was 21, the girl I was racing, and I wasn't being beaten. So I tried to pick her up and throw her off, and then rip my rotator cuff in the process. Right. It wasn't a good move. It was funny though.
Yeah. So was that technically cheating?
Yeah, but I'll cheat if I can win.
Yeah. And then you reap the consequences. That's what we're learning.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, my arm was hanging for a few days. Yeah.
But you mentioned like the atmosphere, so I think that's an interesting thing, because obviously you're not unique in being someone who is competitive and then decides to go for these competitions. That's by the very nature the kind of person, particularly in the Masters division, that has decided, oh, I'm not going to just retire and sit down and relax and enjoy myself. I still want to compete. I still want to throw down. But you've talked about the atmosphere. So despite the fact that they are technically your competition, what have you found to be the atmosphere at the Masters Championships?
Do you know what? It's just like it's like when you walk into your own box as well. Everybody's really competitive. Everybody's behind you and really supportive. But it's just a buzz in the air, isn't there? At competitions, it's just something else. And then you look around and go, "Yeah, I should have trained harder." But hey, I'm going to enjoy myself.
So are you injury free at the moment, in the sense that do you think you can actually give it your all this year for the qualifiers?
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, I'm injury free. I've never had any, touch wood, I've never been injured sort of doing CrossFit. It's always doing other stupid things. So yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, so I'll give it a good go. I must sign up, actually. I can sign up.
don't forget to sign up. So I'm wondering if you are one of the few people that lockdown has really benefited, because it's just eliminated the possibility for you to do stupid things that will injure yourself before competition. So you're going to come into this competition the freshest you've ever been, just because people made you stay home.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm quite safe at home. Yeah, obviously I do my odd stupid thing at home, but it's all good.
Brilliant. So I assume that if you're signing up, yes, you're going to do the online qualifiers, but I would imagine that you've got your eyes on one of those top 6 positions and you're planning already your trip to Southampton?
In my head, yeah, totally. Yeah, probably not. But yeah, we'll see. See what happens. You can only do your best, can't you?
Well, that is true. No one can do it for you. So just stepping back for 1 second from CrossFit, I always like just to kind of have an idea of what the different athletes get up to when they're not training or doing CrossFit. So what have you got, any kind of hobbies or interests, anything that takes you away from the box?
Yeah, so I used to be a riding instructor. So I do a little bit of riding still with the horses. I did break my back a few years ago, so I kind of stepped away from that for a few years, but I have kind of, I can't break myself again, I'll get back on. So I do a little bit of riding. We've got dogs and kids, so we do loads with the kids. I'm actually now, after the first lockdown, I became a CrossFit coach, so I've got my level 1 now. So life's kind of very much around the box, but we do step away occasionally.
It is amazing, isn't it, that people consider CrossFit to be people on the outside kind of consider CrossFit to be dangerous, and it's where people injure themselves. And yet you've said you've never injured yourself in CrossFit, but every story you've mentioned that involves you doing something outside of CrossFit, there's been quite a severe injury. So the fact that you've not injured yourself doing it's almost like if you've not managed to injure yourself doing CrossFit, we're all safe.
Yeah, I mean, I should probably bubble wrap myself up, but it'd be fine. Everybody else is fine. Good to go.
So have you got any goals then so obviously you're aiming for one of those top 6 positions for the Masters Championships. Any other goals within the CrossFit world that you're chasing down at the moment?
Not really. We obviously through lockdown, everybody's kind of, I probably trained just as hard, if not harder, through lockdown, because we were doing like Zoom classes and stuff. So I did a lot of training. So I'm relatively fit at the moment. Really, it's just the Masters that's sort of coming up. I haven't got anything else sort of in the pipeline. I've just reapplied for your SAS 2 days wins, as you do. I'm just waiting to see if I've got through to the next stage again. Because I got through to that. I got to the final 35 to last year, which is the season that's on now. So I made it to the 35, but I got dropped on the diversity pick. But what could you want? I'm half robot.
I was going to say, do they have any robots filling their quota? I don't think so.
No, yeah, bring on a robot.
Brilliant. So that's a pretty big goal as well. I would say it's CrossFit adjacent. It's definitely related to your fitness. So that's where we should be looking out for you then. If we don't see you in Southampton, we'll just switch on the TV and try and see you there. That's
I live in hope. I say I got so close last time, so I've been watching this series. I'm just like, should have been climbing up that mountain and nearly dying. It would be great fun. Yeah. But yeah, so we'll see. I wouldn't mind doing some more like little local kind of sort of like comps and stuff, like pairs comps and team comps. So I've done a couple of those and really enjoyed that.
I am concerned for you though, if you do make it in with your injury ratio to other activities. I'm worried. I'll be watching it every week going, oh, please don't fall off that. Don't break your back again.
Yeah, don't break yourself. I'm good. I'm all right. Yeah, no, it's good. I think I've lost all my lives. It'd be fine.
Brilliant. Well, it's been really lovely speaking to you, Estelle. It's nice to kind of meet a nice bubbly personality that probably on the competition floor, I imagine, comes out as well. So I think if you do make it to Southampton, we'll know.
Yeah. Well, I'm quite concerned that apparently when you were having this conversation, my name came up immediately, and I was like, "Is that a good thing?"
I'll be honest with you, I wasn't part of that conversation, so I can't report back. but your name was very high on the list I was given. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
And quite a few like red crosses next to it. And
yeah, I do think, I sort of nearly broke rich, I think, throughout the day, but I enjoyed it. It was good.
Was that just the scaling, or do you have any other little stories you want to share from your experience at the Masters Championship?
No, I think I'm just a general pain in the ass, to be honest. I quite like to wind people up. It was all good. Yeah, he obviously had to help me with this sort of scaling back and not breaking my arm further. But I think he enjoyed kind of thrashing me out in the process. But it was really, really good. So I'd certainly be doing it again. But yeah, bring it on.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to seeing you on the leaderboard, because you've not signed up yet, but you've said you will.
I will.
And that's now on record. So we're all going to go there and check and make sure you have signed up. But I also think it's a really good advert for the competition itself, in the sense that you had a great time, even though kind of an injury was restricting what you could do. So if people are like a little bit on the fence about signing up, maybe because they think, well, I'm not 100%, or like lockdown's been quite hard, I'm not going to be able to give it all that I'd want to. Doesn't mean you're not going to have a good time. Yes, you might not do as well as you could, but it's still going to be a fun time, right?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I actually emailed to sort of pull out because of my injury. They're like, no, just come down and we'll get around it. So they were really, really helpful, really supportive. So yeah, really good.
Brilliant. What an advert for that. Well, thank you, Estelle. Thank you, everyone, for listening. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it around, share it to some other Masters friends that you want to get involved in this competition. And make sure to come back next week, where we'll have another Masters to talk to in our preview series.